What if your own federation tried to erase you? What if, after coaching your country at the highest level, you were quietly shut out? This is the story of Peter De Villiers, the first black Springbok head coach, and the fallout that followed. In 2008, Peter De Villiers made history, not just as a coach, but as a symbol of transformation in South African rugby. In 2009, he led the Springboks to historic series victories over the British and Irish Lions. He won the Tri-Nations. He beat the All Blacks 3 times in one season. And yet, the noise around him never stopped. The 2011 World Cup exit was the turning point. A narrow loss to Australia in a match still debated today. But instead of measured analysis, what followed felt different. Criticism turned personal, questions turned political, and then his contract ended. It wasn't just the end of a tenure, it was the beginning of isolation. Years later, De Villiers made a claim that shocked the rugby world. He alleged that certain individuals within SA Rugby had contacted Zimbabwean Rugby, urging them not to appoint him. When I was the first choice for the Zimbabwe job, I was phoned by the Zimbabwe Rugby Union, who told me that SA Rugby phoned them to say I was blacklisted in South Africa and they can't appoint me, De Villiers said on CakeNet's E-News channel on Monday night. After I was appointed, US Rugby phoned them and said they never knew I was available. So somewhere, someone spread rumors that I was not available. If this is true, this isn't criticism, it was obstruction. A coach with international credentials allegedly being blocked behind the scenes. And it didn't stop there. Another narrative emerged that he lacked the required level 3 coaching qualifications. De Villiers responded publicly. He stated he attained his international level 3 certificate in Wales in 1996. The question isn't whether he had the qualification. The deeper question is, why was this narrative allowed to circulate? Then came the most symbolic moment. A documentary episode focusing on Peter De Villiers, removed at the last minute from an Mnet series. Reports suggested SA Rugby may have influenced the decision. Whether directly or indirectly, the pattern felt familiar. Silence, distance, erasure. For a coach who once stood on the biggest stage in world rugby, opportunities became limited. Instead of top-tier franchises, he found himself fighting for roles, not because of lack of experience, not because of lack of achievements, but because perceptions. Once damaged, it's hard to repair. History is kinder than politics. The record shows he won, he led, he made history, and he did so under immense scrutiny. Maybe the story isn't controversy, maybe it is resilience.
One of my lowest points, and there was quite a few years in my rugby career, but one of my lowest points was 2010, playing against Australia in Bloemfontein. And I'd had a bad run with the Springboks. Not as a collective we were having a bad run, but individually I was also not playing the best. And I'd gone to Peter De Villiers, our head coach, that week, and I said, Coach, I think I need just a little break. I need to get my head clear. And he started laughing at me. He's like, what? I was like, no, but you're not hearing me. I think I just need to just distance myself. There's a lot going on in my personal life. I was like, no. But coach, he says, well, you need to understand that it's going to be a lot easier for me to select you in the starting 15 and replace you before halftime if you're playing badly than what it's going to be for me to justify dropping you and trying to reselect you again. I was like, oh, wow, this guy's wisdom is profound, which I didn't at that time understand.
Peter De Villiers' story isn't finished. And whether you agree with him or not, the question remains, was he simply controversial or was he inconvenient?